I have a lot of opinions concerning just what I'm hearing here right now, but I won't tell you what they are because unfortunately, Elon Musk does not own YouTube. And me making this video alone is dicey enough. We're being completely honest. Oh, Elon Musk, come through. What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and most importantly, please make sure you follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group to help circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news. And today we have to take a moment to quickly discuss to the best that we can with a little bit of information that we have about this meeting, but a meeting that took place between Donald Trump and the notorious Bill Gates. Yes, the notorious Bill Gates and Trump did have a meeting. Everybody's been meeting up with Trump, especially now with 3 days until the inauguration. If I'm not mistaken, I read earlier today that Eric Adams, the New York mayor, went down to Mar-a-Lago to meet with Donald Trump as well. But not to get too ahead of ourselves, let's stick with Bill Gates here. There isn't much information that has come out concerning this meeting outside of this video clip that's circulating of Bill Gates discussing and admitting that, yes, he did have a meeting with Donald Trump, and apparently the meeting went very well. It's going to be interesting to see how this relationship unfolds as things move forward when Trump actually gets into office, especially given the fact that Donald Trump has nominated RFK Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. And before we get into this video here, I do want to speak on RFK Jr. for a little bit first, because I find it interesting, but not too shocking at all. You know, when you just type in RFK Jr.'s name, just literally RFK Jr., all, lower caps, no punctuation, no period after the junior. I mean, you see here on Google, they're going to town on him already, as to be expected when it comes to any and everybody associated with Donald Trump. You're going to see nothing but attacks. Look at these story headlines that you see here. The New York Times, RFK Jr. sought to stop C-19 jabs 6 months after the rollout. NPR, how would RFK Jr. handle bird flu? His record on jabs has experts on edge. Ooh. And we have The Guardian here, which the headline reads, life or death, consequences. Families fear rollback of school jab requirements. So they're already just kind of running him through the coals, I think the saying goes, or throwing him under the bus, we'll just say, ahead of his confirmation hearing that I believe should be happening sometime next week, if I'm not mistaken, right? But even with all this being said, we know how RFK Jr. feels about all of these seed oils and unnecessary dyes that are put in our foods. The mantra of RFK Jr. and Donald Trump when they joined forces was make America healthy again. And we see on some levels that's already happening. FDA bans red number 3 artificial coloring used in beverage, candy, and other foods. Let's just go through 3 quick paragraphs and then we're going to head back into Bill Gates, right? But I just want to focus a little bit more here on what's been going on with these dyes in our foods, especially given the fact that, once again, this is one of the big issues that RFK Jr. has with food in America, these unnecessary dyes, right? The Food and Drug Administration said Wednesday it's banning the use of red number 3, a synthetic dye that gives food and drinks their bright red cherry color, but has linked to cancer in animals. The dye is still used in thousands of foods, including candy, cereals, cherries in fruit cocktails, and strawberry flavored milkshakes, according to the Center for Science in the Public Interest, a food safety advocacy group that petitioned the agency in 2022 to end its use. more than 9,200 food items contain the dye, including hundreds of products made by large food companies, CSPI said, citing agricultural department data. The FDA is not prohibiting other artificial dyes, including the notorious red number 40, which has been linked to behavioral issues in children. And as we close this article out, the FDA's decision is a victory for consumer advocacy groups and U.S. lawmakers who have long urged it to revoke red number 3's approval, citing ample evidence that its use in beverages, dietary supplements, cereals, and candies may cause cancer as well as affect children's behavior. So this is a huge victory for those that are concerned about these things, which I am one of them. And this is also a huge victory ahead of Trump's inauguration and even getting into office, especially once again considering the fact that RFK Jr. Has been nominated by Trump to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Now in comes the meeting that was had between Trump and Bill Gates. And as I stated earlier, it's going to be very interesting to see how things play out with these three all together. Now, let's get into what Bill Gates had to say as it pertains to the meeting between him and Trump.
With Donald Trump since the election?
Yeah, I had a chance to go have a long and actually quite intriguing dinner with him.
What did you discuss? What was intriguing?
Well, we touched on a lot of things. It was over 3 hours. To my surprise, it was, just he and I, his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, and the person who helps manage things for me, Larry Cohen. So the four of us sat there, and it was quite wide-ranging. Global health's the area that I work in, and such amazing things have happened and can happen there. I spoke a lot about HIV and that the foundation's literally working on a cure for that. We're at an early stage, and so he, in the COVID days, accelerated the innovation. So I, was asking him if maybe the same kind of thing could be done here, and we both got, I think, pretty excited about that. We talked about polio, where we're very close to getting that done, but if you stop, it'll spread back. And so I explained why it's been tough in Pakistan, Afghanistan. We've had cases show up in Gaza. We have cases in Africa. And he was fascinated to hear what he could do to maximize the chance that during the next 4 years, that incredible milestone will be achieved. I felt like he was, energized and, looking forward to helping to drive innovation. I was frankly impressed with how well he showed a lot of interest in the issues I brought up.
So now, with this being said, I want you to tell me all. I want you to all to tell me, I should say, how do you think this relationship is going to work in between Bill Gates, RFK Jr., and Donald Trump? I have a lot of opinions concerning just what I'm hearing here right now, but I won't tell you what they are because unfortunately, Elon Musk does not own YouTube, and me making this video alone is dicey enough. We're being completely honest. Oh, Elon Musk, come through and purchase YouTube, please. We all know that that's never going to happen, but oh man, that would be great. That would be great, wouldn't it? But you all do have the freedom of speech to some degree in the comment section to let me know what you all think. Like I said, I'll just say this much at most. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. To say the very least, because that's pretty much all that I can honestly say legally on YouTube. So with all that, man, thank you all for joining me today. Please share your comments in the description, in the comment section below about what you think, because you still can do that on YouTube to some degree. And thank you all for joining me today. So please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video on your social media platforms. And also don't forget to follow me on Telegram and Rumble at TD Media Group. The link to my Telegram and Rumble account is in this description box below and pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you all for your time. And until the next video, peace and have a great afternoon.